TikTok influencer unalived during a live. And supposedly, from what I'm gathering here, it was from a boyfriend or a jealous ex-boyfriend who has ties to the cartel or is part of the cartel. Is from what I'm gathering. But there's information that's still being gathered on this. So let's take a look, man. It's a sad situation.
The murder of a Mexican beauty influencer has sent shockwaves across the country.
Hoy andaba haciendo unas cosillas.
23-year-old Valeria Márquez shot to death during a TikTok live stream on Tuesday.
Wow.
Ya viene.
Her followers watched her final moments live in this video.
Hola. Hey, Valeria. Sí.
In the minutes before, as she recorded from the beauty salon where she worked in Zapopan, central Mexico.
Pues que te lo quieren entregar a ti.
She mentions how someone had stopped by earlier, promising to bring an expensive gift.
Ya viene.
Later on, clutching a pink stuffed animal, Márquez looks out of frame before saying they're coming, and a voice in the background asks for her by name.
Hey, Valeria. Sí.
Márquez replies yes, then leans over to mute the sound on the live stream. Horrifically shot to death in moments after, we will not show. But after, a person appears to pick up her phone, their face briefly showing on the live stream before the video ends. The identity of this person and their relationship to the crime hasn't been publicly identified.
Wow.
Brazen. It would be the last video from Márquez, a rising online star in Mexico with nearly 200,000 followers between Instagram and TikTok. Now Mexico's president, Claudia Sheinbaum,
con esta lamentable situación,
vowing justice. The prosecutor's office has not named a suspect, but said the killing is being investigated as a possible femicide, an intentional murder of a woman due to her gender.
You said you were horrified by this, but
That's crazy.
were you surprised?
I was horrified, and in one sense, I was not surprised.
Paulina Garcia del Moral is an assistant professor who studies gender violence in Mexico and Latin America.
It is quite common, even though it has been codified as a federal crime. The fact is that violence against women, including feminicide, is on the rise in Mexico.
There were 847 femicides reported last year by the government of Mexico. That accounts for nearly 1 out of every 4 homicides with female victims.
That's crazy.
Fighting femicide was a big part of Sheinbaum's recent presidential campaign in Mexico. And while the murder of Márquez is still being investigated, Garcia del Moral says femicide is a pervasive problem in Mexico that will take time to address.
Damn, a pervasive problem in Mexico. So this is crazy, man. 1 out of every 4, quite possibly, could be a femicide situation. So you're killing women just because they're women. Dude, what is wrong with people? This is insane. This is sad situation. And they didn't show it, but I have another video that actually shows it. It actually shows her being unalive.
Do that, Tom. And according to Amnesty International and organizations like that, 95% of femicide cases go unpunished, which, as we heard from the expert there, a big reason why this remains such a pervasive problem in this country of Mexico, Tom.
95%. 95% go unpunished. That's crazy, man. Mexico's got its problems, man. There's a lot of violent crime down there. Some places more than others, but there's a lot of violent crime down there. And you know what? It all stems from or comes from cartel. The cartel runs that country. At least it appears that way. The cartel is pervasive throughout Mexico. I know a lot of people that will not travel to Mexico because of that. You know, they're afraid. We go to Mexico quite often, but yeah, people are afraid, man, that you're killing your tourism.